we are going live with a very large Klipper printer, as someone has already mentioned. This is the Flsun V400. Yes, I'm reading it off the box to make sure that I get it right. This is going to be the tallest printer that I've ever built. It's supposed to be a good fast machine. So let me go ahead, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here tonight. There are 2 links in the description that you will find on where you can purchase this machine. You can buy it direct from Flsun, and there's a fantastic coupon code in the description. Without further ado, we're going to get started here. As usual, I do start out with the tech page, so let's start out there. We're looking at it. Like I said, this is the Flsun product page that's in the description. This is the Flsun V400. It is in stock in the US. It is in stock in Europe, Russia, Canada, again, Australia. So it is in stock just about everywhere. It is currently $849 direct from them, tax included, as they say. They say it is 400 millimeters per second if you really wanted to hear it. Klipper, bimetal heat break, which I just love that we have a manufacturer that is including the ability to print high temp filament out of the box. It does have online printing, which means it should have Wi-Fi. Silent printer, we'll assess that later. It's got a 7-inch touchpad, filament detection, auto leveling, all that included. We have 5-hour and an 18-minute print versus a 17-hour and 9-minute print. It's got a gig of memory, onboard 16 gig EMM. This is all because it is a Klipper-based machine, and Klipper-based machines have to run usually a copy of Linux, and so it definitely needs way more horsepower under the hood to run all of that. It is a direct drive extruder. It's ultra light. Obviously, if you're moving around at 400 millimeters per second, it needs to be light, otherwise you're not going to be able to keep up with the speed. It's for rapid prototyping. It also does high quality printing and has strong wind. In fact, it has double-sided wind. As you guys, if you've watched plenty of my videos, you know I'm a huge fan of double-sided wind. Again, it prints up to 500 millimeters per second. It does look like it used volcano-style nozzles. Luckily, I have some of those. It prints PLA, PLA+, wood, TPU, ABS, PETG, PC, and nylon. Very, very nice. Printing platform is a PEI sheet with a soft tile underneath it, then a 5 millimeter aluminum plate, and then under there is the V400. I think the soft tile it's mentioning here is the magnetic build surface that the PEI sticks to. 300 millimeter by 410. 410 is the height. You notice this 300 is the diameter of the print bed, because on Delta printers, we have a round print surface, not a square one. So with that being said, pretty large box here, pretty heavy too. Let's get it unpackaged. Get this one open up. Overall, the package looks like it made it all right. There's a little bit of an indentation here on the top. It doesn't look like something that should affect the build overall though. Get this out of here, nice packaging. It looks like they have waterproofed it. This is all sealed up. So I'm going to actually cut this plastic away so that I can more easily get it out of the package. Ooh, I'm already liking the look of this. This looks like a very well packaged machine. Actually looks very kind of industrial looking. I love the look of this. We've got our instructions, see right there. We have a full color instruction manual, which I love. So nice to see so many of these printing companies putting some money into their actual manuals. Very nice to see. Again, they look like they've done a very excellent job packaging them. Looks very nice, very large, hefty. These are big boys. Very, very nice. Really heavy. They are lubricated. You can see the glare in there. These are lubricated all the way up and down. The motor's already attached. They are just labeled as Flsun motors. Belt's already in here. They seem well tensioned. Liking what I'm seeing so far. Same thing. I see lubrication up and down the inside of this rail. Again, nice motors. This belt's a little looser. I don't think it's going to be a problem. All right, and the final one. This one looks like same. Nice lubrication up the center. Again, everything looks good. What else we got here? These are the actual motion components of the printer. These are the rods that go to the print head. So we'll just put those aside. Have a lot of supplies here in this bag. I see tube grease, I see a brush, probably for applying that tube grease. I have an extra, probably extra thermistor, heating element, a cleaning cloth of some sort, screwdriver, snips, very nice little package of tools. In this bag, we have a US power cable, which I will not need today because I have power cables. And in this bag, we have some more of the components we need to put the machine together, and probably is going to be part of a spool holder. That is the top layer of this box. Let me go ahead and get an idea of how big this is. About 17 inches or 43 centimeters. Like I said, about 17 inches. So it's going to be the largest size of that base. Let's go ahead and see what we've got here. They did include a very tiny spool of sample filament to get you going. We got here like a sensor of some sort. So this is the hot end assembly. And as you can see, it does have the dual cooling on the bottom. It does have the nozzle, which have they gunk stuff up around it of some sort. It's got some sort of gunk around it. I love these LED strips. You see these right here? These are LED strips all around the hot end. So I'm looking forward to seeing that work. Color-coded wiring harness, small round extruder, direct drive extruder. I'm really liking the look of this so far. Fans here look really heavy duty. They've got this metal shroud on them. Very nice. I have not seen anything quite like that extruder before. So here is our beautiful display. Very nice, well packaged, well protected. All right, so these I have a feeling are going to be a little heavy. This is very nice. Guessing this is the top of the machine. There's the base, obviously. That's our print surface. All right, so as you can see, this is the build surface. There's the magnet. There's no adjustment, no knobs, nothing here that you have to mess with. I tell you from experience, this is a nice PEI sheet. It's not a cheap one. They didn't make it double-sided, which kind of sucks because I do like the double-sided PEI, but at least the side they give us looks like it was adhered properly to the surface. It's not just a sticker or anything. It does seem well built. So we will move right ahead with a quick disassembly, and we'll take a look and see what the inside looks like. And there's nothing attaching this, which, you know, as a person that disassembles this machine, I love that there's nothing actually on here. They've done a good job of giving us this nice kind of Star Wars-esque grill, if you know what I'm talking about. It's just for airflow. There is zero label on this power supply. So even though I've taken it off for you to find out what brand it is, I cannot tell you what brand of power supply is. Let's see what's in this side. So there we go. So this is just simply a breakout board. This just takes a lot of the inputs from the board, breaks them out to these headers underneath here. They're more readily available to be plugged in for all the parts. The board is a Nano V2.1 board. It has silent steppers on it, which are, there's your silent steppers here. There are 4 steppers. They all have nice heat sinks. They put a good size fan on here to keep everything cool. Everything looks like it's assembled well. They have glued a lot of our things in so that they won't come out. This is our USB connector, it's glued in. So both the bed, which is a high current, and the input to the board, which is high current, both have ferrules on them. They look well done. They're crimped on ferrules, and they look like that they are done well. Can't complain. So looking at advice and guidance, more information on the machine itself. Here's what all the parts of a printer are. Here's all the components that we should have had included. And now it's time to do some assembly. They are showing, take out the shells, top are in the same direction, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we plug in our Y motor, insert the Y motor into the top. This gives you an idea about how tall it is. Does the cooling vent point towards the build plate? Yeah, the top one does. There's not much heat being generated up in this end though. I mean, a little bit, but it's mainly for airflow. I don't think you're gonna feel much. After all, hot air rises, which I guess from that sense, it would have been nice for it to be on top, but if you did it on top, then you're gonna get dust in it. So there, as with almost all things with electronics and what have you, there would have been trade-offs. Fantastic. It looks like I am well on my way. So I think all my screws are in this bag here. Let me get it out. Like I said, I've got a thermistor, I've got cable ties, and a nozzle clearer. I've got the Allen wrenches, hex keys, whatever you'd like to call them. It does come with a 4 gig USB. I've got my customer service card or quality control card. I've got an extra heater core, which is fantastic. And then I found the screws I was looking for, some other maintenance gear, tools that we're gonna need. I'll put those right up there too. Keep in mind, 400 millimeters is the build size. On a Delta printer, you actually have a lot of extra height at the top that you just need for the machine itself. So if this just looks tall, purely just because there will be extra height, that's not actually build volume. This is the quickest thing I have at my disposal. So I may just do it this way. It also will keep it rigid. So I'm just going to use this and just try it this way. So far so good. Fishing this down here. All right. There is a, like, what is this, like an 8-pin connector that just goes into the base down here. And that should just socket in very easily. There we go. That fits right in. Next axis is X. Let me grab the X axis. They are labeled on the motors right up here. So this one's the X, and as we do it, we do like we did last time. We're gonna plug in the motor right there. Just seats it in there again. And then here, gonna pop in screws into the holes and protecting this motor. Also, you probably can't see it here extremely well, but there's actually a dampener. They've got dampener, a dampener is like a cardboard or some sort of fibrous dampener between the motor and the mounting, which is really nice. Probably helps a lot in speed, helps keep it quiet. I like seeing that. And now we are tightened there. Let's see what's next. All right, it looks like it's time to stand this up. And then we're gonna install the parallel sliders. Ooh, yeah, that's a heavy boy. Let's go ahead and get these out. I'm gonna go ahead and start just unpacking some of the extra parts now that we have the large ones out of the way. All right, so they want me to install the parallel on the slider. These look parallel, like as in both ends look the same to me. So it's spring loaded, and so I just pop that on there. There's actually lubricant in those little holes. So as soon as you attach those on those balls, they actually are pre-lubricated and ready to go. Front is the fan side, and it's be towards the front, which this is our front here. So I'm going to basically install this the same way we did before, where you just pull it apart as you're attaching it. So I'm gonna put one of my ball bearings in one side, and I'll put the other one on the other side and just spread it apart. And again, pre-lubricated. It's that easy. No screws, no mess. As these move around, you see it move. And then after we're done with that, we come up here and we are going to color code these things into the right socket. We have blue goes to blue, yellow goes to yellow. Big one's a white one, that's only one of them. We have, again, the yellow goes into yellow. There are 2 black plugs. They're going to be to both of our cooling fans, so those should be wired in parallel, so it shouldn't matter which plug we plug either of those into. Here is the fan connectors, everything that goes down to the hot end. I left a little bit of a curl and left a little bit of a curl in my connector here. I think that'll actually keep everything nicer. If there's a bit of a curl in here, it'll act a little bit more as a spring rather than if I would have straightened it out. This is the level switch. This is the wire right here for the filament detector. Get that plugged in here. And then this plugs in around the wiring harness, keeps the wiring all nice and tight. Looks like we can snap that in. Yep, that snaps in here, which is really, really nice. And then this whole thing slides in the top. Then these slide in the back. There you go, boom, proper lighting. So these have to fit in on the back, these have to fit in on the front, and then you have to make sure that none of your wiring came undone in the process, otherwise something's going to be bad. It looked like all my wiring is still fine. I have to make sure, yeah, I think this is good. And again, this here, this cable slots in and just tightens up there. Bed leveling, take out the leveling switch, install the leveling switch according to the direction of the photo, plug it into the top. to plug in the leveling switch. It looks like the back. Yeah, it looks like it plugs in on the back. So yeah, there it is. There's a magnetic thing right here. This is the connector. And then there's a magnetic port right there on the back. And then this is the little switchy switch here that will level the bed for us. Grab my stand here. Stand. Something like that, supposedly. Nice adjustable stand. I am going to show you the first turn on. Pretty quiet. There's the Flsun booting system. It is going to take a second to boot because it is a Klipper system. Fantastic, right? So we're going to do configuration, bed level, and calibrate. Please plug the leveling switch before auto leveling. That has been done, and we continue. As you can see, it's going up. It's going to find the end stops, which are at the tops. And those are optical end stops, so you're not going to hear any clicking or anything. Now it's going to come back down here to the bottom. All right, let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and do heated bed. Let's go ahead and get it up to 60 or so, and we'll watch it climb right there. I love the interface. The interface is very nice, very intuitive. I've never used it before, but it was very easy to figure out that all you have to do is click on it. Also, if you'll notice, the Flsun logo up here actually lights up, and that is also configurable. You can turn the logo off, or you can turn the logo on. You can turn those LEDs off, or you can turn the LEDs on. I'm gonna leave them on for now. Love it. So we're gonna Z-calibrate, and we just choose how far we wanna move up and down. We're gonna start with the half. I think that's probably a good place to start. And we just go down. Very responsive. It's a great touchscreen, to be honest. Too close. Okay. Let's go to the 0.01 here. Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's go and grab that blue-purple filament I have. That's gonna go straight down into there. And then I did click straight into the filament runout sensor, and the blue light cut on, telling me it did detect it. Came out the hole in the filament runout sensor. Then it comes into the second PTFE2, straightening it out a little bit. That's gonna go down into here. And then I bet you there's a load. I'm gonna say load while pushing down on it. Load. And that did grab it without any problems. And you can see it dripping down there. And it is loading correctly. Right there, loading right there. All right, that is really, really cool. That worked really well. So we're gonna say rabbit. You gotta press this button. It says that's what we're gonna print. Do we wanna do it? I'm gonna say yes. And then we're gonna go pulling the filament with it. So it is printing a priming line, which looks like I got the height really nice. Love it. Love watching a Delta print. Layer lines look absolutely fantastic. So keep that in mind. Don't expect your 0.4 settings to work with your 0.6 or your 0.8. It does require a little bit of tuning, but as long as you're prepared for that, then you are fine. Comes with all the files on the U-Disk. I see layer lines in person, but only in this steep area here. I don't see any layer lines in this area whatsoever. The finish is extremely smooth. It's smooth to the touch. It's gonna be a little hot. I'm going to suffer for you guys. That's how hard it was to remove. PI for the win. PI plate did its job. Bottom side, look at that. Look at that bottom layer. That's how well that first layer, no baby stepping or anything, turned out on the bottom. There's a line up the back that looks really, really clean. Flsun V400, this is my first print with it. You guys saw the result. You picked the filament, you picked the print, and it turned out gorgeous. I mean, first layer looks good, top layer looks great. That filament virtually hides all the layer lines. Everything looks great. I'm real happy with this. Assembly was pretty easy. I can say it was one of the faster printers I've built, particularly for its size. I like how they've done all the rod attachment points. They're really easy to attach. It's got springs that hold everything together nicely. Direct drive extruder, filament runout sensor. I like the lighting on here. It's got the nice bright lights under here. It's got the cool Flsun light on the front. Thank you so much for all hanging out. Thank you to Flsun for providing the machine. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. It has been fantastic. And you guys stay safe out there. Take care of each other. Enjoy your time with your friends and your family. And I will see you guys next week. Happy printing. It's been great seeing you.